Hey, I know last night was tough. Waking up after a brutal playoff loss always feels like a punch to the gut. But here we are. Another day. Another step into the off-season. And there's already a massive question hanging over the Chiefs' kingdom. Have we seen the last of Travis Kelce in a Chiefs uniform? After the loss to the Eagles, rumors started flying. Could that have been Kelce's final game in the NFL? NFL Network's Ian Rappaport dropped a major update saying Kelce is undecided about returning for the 2025 season. And now, every Chiefs fan is asking the same thing. Is this the end?
Hats off to the Eagles, man. They got after us, all three phases.
What was the difference in the game, do you think, at the end of the day?
Couldn't get it going offensively. They just got after us on all three phases, and then on top of that, turnovers, penalties, playing behind the sticks on offense is just drop passes, not taking advantage of, the play call and executing. There's a lot that goes into it. You don't lose like that without everything going bad. So,
what's most shocking about this?
that we haven't played that bad all year.
Did they do anything that surprised you guys at all?
No.
Keep everyone going on the sidelines. Was it difficult today?
Just couldn't find that spark, couldn't find that momentum. This team is going to fight till the end forever, and you saw that even with the score late. We're always going to fight.
You talked to some of those guys over there, kind of found the guys you wanted to talk to. What was your message to them?
Congratulations.
I feel like at halftime it was totally within reach.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, never lose doubt, never lose faith in, especially at half.
What was Coach's message to you guys afterwards?
Let's break it down. Kelsey isn't just any tight end, he's a legend. 3-time Super Bowl champion, 10-time Pro Bowler, first-team All-Pro. The guy is an all-time great. But even legends have to make tough decisions, and for the first time in his career, it feels like Kelsey is truly thinking about walking away. And the timing? Well, that's where things get even more interesting. According to Rappaport, Kelsey is expected to take some time after the Super Bowl to decide his future. But one key detail stands out. His choice could have depended on the result of the game. The idea was simple: win another Super Bowl and go out on top, riding off into the sunset like a true champion. But that didn't happen. So now what? Does Kelsey still have that fire to run it back? Or is he ready to step away while he's still on top? That's the big question. Let's settle this right now. Do you think Kelsey is retiring? Drop a Y for yes or an N for no in the comments. I'll be reading through and shouting out some of the best takes in the next video. And speaking of the next step, let's talk about what might actually be going through Kelsey's mind right now. All right, so here we are. The question isn't just will Kelsey retire? It's should he? And to answer that, we need to look at both sides of the argument. Let's start with the case for retirement. Kelsey isn't getting any younger. He's 35 years old. And let's be real, we saw a dip in his production this season. His touchdowns, his receiving yards, even his explosiveness, it wasn't quite the Kelsey we're used to. And that's normal. No player stays in their prime forever. And it's not just about stats, it's about wear and tear. Kelsey has taken countless hits over the years. Defenders know they have to be extra physical with him, and that kind of punishment adds up. If he steps away now, he walks away as a legend, with his legacy fully intact. No late career decline, no watching his numbers fall even further. Just a Hall of Famer riding off at the right time. But here's the thing, I don't think he's done. And if you ask me, he shouldn't be. Yeah, his numbers were down, but let's not pretend he's washed. He's still a top-tier tight end. Even in a down year, he was Patrick Mahomes' most reliable target. Even when defenses focused on shutting him down, he found ways to make an impact. And let's talk about motivation. Kelsey is one of the most competitive guys in the league. You think he wants to go out like this? Losing in the playoffs? Watching the Chiefs fall short? No way. This guy has built his entire career on proving doubters wrong, and I have a feeling he's looking at this offseason thinking, one more shot, one more ring. So what do you think? If you were Travis Kelce, would you run it back for another season, or would you call it a career? Drop play if you think he should keep going, or done if you think it's time to retire. Now, while we're talking about Kelsey's future, let's not forget something important. Football isn't his only option. Let's take a look at what his life could look like if he walks away from the game. But hold on. Before you start picturing a Travis Kelce retirement press conference, let's talk about the other side of this. Because if you ask me, I'd be shocked if he actually walks away right now. First, let's look at what Kelce himself has said. When asked about his future, his exact words were, "For the most part, I'm planning on being a Kansas City Chief." Notice the key phrase, planning on. That's not a definite yes, but it's far from a farewell speech. And honestly, does Kelce really seem like a guy who's ready to call it quits? Think about it. He's a competitor to his core. He lives for the big moments, the pressure, the energy of game day. And despite a down year, he was still one of the best tight ends in the league. Most teams would kill to have a player like him, even at this stage of his career. Plus, let's be real. The Chiefs still have unfinished business. This wasn't a rebuild year. This wasn't a fluke playoff run. This is a dynasty that expects to be competing for the Super Bowl every season. And after falling just short, do you really think Kelce wants to walk away like this? If anything, that loss might just be fuel for one last ride. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your gut feeling? Is Kelce really stepping away? Or does he have one more season in him? Drop a comment with "Run it back" if you think he's staying, or "Time to hang it up" if you think this is the end. Because up next, we're diving into something even more interesting, the business side of this decision. Could Kelce actually make more money off the field than on it? Let's break it down. All right, let's talk about something that could play a huge role in Kelce's decision: money. And not just the kind he makes on the field, because believe it or not, Kelce might actually make more money in retirement than he does playing football. Here's the deal. Kelce's current contract has him set to make $4.5 million in base salary for 2025, with an $11.5 million roster bonus due in March. That's a solid paycheck, no doubt. But when you compare it to what he's already building off the field, it's clear he has some massive opportunities waiting for him. Let's start with his podcast, New Heights, which he co-hosts with his brother, Jason Kelce. That thing is a gold mine. It's not just a fun side project. It's one of the biggest sports podcasts in the world, pulling in millions of views per episode and attracting major sponsors. The longer he keeps it going, the more money he's making. And then there's Hollywood. Kelce has already starred in an FX horror series, hosted Saturday Night Live, and now he's leading a new Prime Video game show called Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity? That's right. He's already got the entertainment world lined up for him. So, let's be honest, Kelce doesn't need football to stay relevant or make money. He could walk away today and probably earn just as much, if not more, without taking another hit on the field. But here's the question. Does he want to? Would Kelce really be happy walking away from the game he loves just to chase business deals? That's the real debate. So, what do you think? If you were in Kelce's shoes, would you retire and cash in on all these opportunities? Or would you keep playing as long as possible? Type money if. You'd take the business route, or legacy if you'd stay on the field to chase more championships. And speaking of legacy, let's wrap this up by talking about what Kelce's career really means for the Chiefs and the NFL. No matter what Kelce decides, whether he runs it back for another season or walks away into retirement, his legacy is already cemented. Let's put it into perspective. 3-time Super Bowl champion, 4-time first-team All-Pro, 10-time Pro Bowler. He's not just one of the greatest tight ends of all time. He's arguably the greatest. And when you look at his impact on the game, it's clear that he changed the position forever. Kelce wasn't just a great pass catcher. He redefined what it meant to be a tight end in the modern NFL. His ability to run routes like a wide receiver, break tackles like a running back, and read defenses like a quarterback made him an impossible matchup. But beyond the stats and accolades, Kelsey is a legend in Kansas City. He's been the heart and soul of the Chiefs for over a decade. His energy, his passion, his connection with the fans, it's something special. And that's why, no matter what happens next, he'll always be a Chief. Now here's my question for you. Where does Kelce rank among the all-time greats? Is he the best tight end in NFL history? Drop your top 3 all-time tight ends in the comments and let's settle this debate. One thing's for sure, if this is the end, it's been an incredible ride. And if he's got one more season in him, well, Chiefs Kingdom, buckle up, because this dynasty might not be done yet. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay locked in for all the latest Chiefs news. See you in the next one.